welcome to Raymies garage. So, we've got a couple of calipers here. Here's the story behind this. So, Apprentice Pat wants to take his calipers off, put the new seals in them, new pads, and he wants to paint it, etc, etc, but it's going to take a bit of time. So we come up with the idea, why don't we buy two calipers from a breaker's yard, or a scrap yard as we call it here in Scotland. So we got these two off eBay from two different suppliers, and they're the right ones, front left, front right. They still have all the gear on them, because you see they've just kind of snapped them off. And the idea behind what we're going to do is, we're going to use these calipers, we're going to refurbish them all, new seals, we'll maybe paint them, new kit, fitting kit, and once we've got them all ready, because it gives us a bit of time to get them all prepared, we can bring Apprentice Pat's car in, take his calipers off and put these lovely new refurbished calipers onto his car. And the ones that we take off Apprentice Pat's car, we'll do the same again. We'll get a new seal kit for it, new pistons, and we'll refurbish them, and then we'll put them on my car. I'll take mine's off, we'll refurbish them, and we'll put them on Apprentice Pat's daughter's car. Then once we take them off Apprentice Pat's daughter's car, we'll refurbish them, so we'll end up with everybody having new calipers that are all refurbished with new fitting kits, etc, and seals, and we'll have a pair of front calipers. So we haven't decided whether we would keep them as a spare or just sell them and maybe get a bit of money back on what we paid for these. Now these calipers were from eBay, two different suppliers, because they couldn't get the pair off them, and I think they were about 150 or 160 pounds each. I think the new ones, you're talking 900 quid or thereabouts, I'm not 100% sure, but they're a lot of money, and they're huge calipers, they are enormous. And these have got the pad still in them. That pad actually looks okay, look at that. But, I suppose you could get them all faced off nicely and get a kind of half set of pads. I don't know what these ones look like. Let's see if we can get the bolts on it, that one, and it's got all the brake pad wear sensor and the banjo bolt with the cable. I've obviously just taken that clip off there, which is quite handy, and the brake pad wear sensor, as I said. And these pads, that one's certainly not in a great condition. That one you would get away with, so probably not use them. Looking at them, probably not use them either, but they're always there. I don't know if they're Brembo pads or they're any other type of pad, but that's the plan. Now we don't know whether we just bring them back to the alloy of aluminium, or do we paint them. I'm not 100% sure. Some people just like them, taking them back to their normal condition, but anyway, that's going to buy us some time to refurb these at our leisure, get all the right stuff in it, then we'll do that swap. So we're just going to take you through us trying to refurbish these. We've not done it before. We've done all the piston seals before, but how we clean that up to get that beautifully back to normal, and what paint do we use, how do we get them properly painted. I'm not saying we're going to get it to professional level, but we'll get it good enough. I think Pat's actually got some decals on it as well. I'm not sure if there are any decals on this one. No, I don't think so. They would normally go there. But anyway, that's the challenge. Probably did a new bleed nipple on that one. Probably replace all the bleed nipples as well as we refurbish them. But anyway, that's the challenge for us. To allow us to try and get all our calipers all changed, all new fitting kits and seals, etc. So let's go on with that and we'll see how we got on. So I've just started with this one. and I've taken the fitting kit off it from the top. The pins actually come out not too bad. There's another two in there. They're actually okay, probably salvageable. So they are. One thing I did do was snap off the bleed nipple on that side, so I've left this one on that side just to let it soak a bit more. But I wanted to show you this. Is it that way or that way? Get the camera in there. I shall put that other light on. One of the things about these calipers which I don't like is this is where it rides on here and here. As you can see, the other one slipped out, so these edges here, you have to imagine they're sitting in, I get my orientation right, they're sitting in like that, and that clearance there is really, really tight in there. Although the pistons move back and forward that way, if these are really tight, they probably won't move. And I think this is what happened with one of my calipers done in the past, is that it doesn't move here because it's so tight. There's no sliders in these pistons, they're just basically 6-pot calipers. And what's happened is that the pistons don't move because this bit's stuck, and it ends up the pistons and all the seals become seized. I just want to feel, I can't feel them moving at all, although they might be quite tight. But even taking this off, it's actually quite a tight fit. So it's really tight in there. So I'm not sure that's just what we're going to do about that. Well, try to do it with one hand, bear with me. I still can't get it out. Yeah, that's it out now. So yeah, that edge there is riding along this piece of aluminium on both sides of the caliper. There and there. And what I've done in the past is I've got a wee caliper file and just filed that down a wee bit just to give them a wee bit of lateral movement so it allows them to come in and out. So I think we'll do that to make sure any new pads will fit. These surfaces here, we'll take them down a wee fraction and we'll get them greased up so we've got a bit better movement in the lateral movement of the caliper. Yeah, it's interesting, that one. But anyway, we'll get back. So there's our fitting kit and the bolts we've taken off so far. I think the pads have seen better days, although if they were on your car like that you was thinking, not too bad. But where are the Brembos? Can't really see. I'm not sure what that says there. That's a JURID GG. So normally there's maybe a Brembo on that, a sign on that, but that one's the same. There's a stamp on that, JURID. I wonder if that's a make. Let us know in the comments if you think that's a make. So these pistons should really move, but they're quite tight. Maybe some fluid still in there, I think there is. However, what was I going to do next there? Yeah, I'll get that pin out. I think it's actually moved out, but get that out and we'll see how we clean them up. But I just wanted to take a bit of time to show you that side edges of the caliper. Right, we snippet where we are. I wouldn't want to video all this because it's quite boring, so I've just covered it in degreaser. I'm going to let that sit overnight because it's getting a wee bit dark outside. You can see it's starting to take that paint off there. But a bit of degreaser all over the caliper. I've left the pistons in. I'm going to leave the banjo bolt in just to make sure we don't contaminate any of the cylinders of the piston in there. We'll get it cleaned up first. I think I'll get the pressure washer on that Then we'll give it a wee wire brush and get all the kind of heavy gear off that, and we'll take it from there. But that's where we are. There's nothing special about that. Just remove all the components for wee shield, which sits on the other side. Oh, sits on this side in there. It's a wee protective shield, and yes, we'll just let that sit overnight. I'm not in any hurry. It's the whole point of buying these, so we can take our time and try our best at doing them or refurbishing them. As I say, it won't be brilliant or professional, or we could send them away, but our whole objective is not so much to save money. I'll be quite honest with you, it's not about the money, it's about, this is our hobby, this is what we do and we enjoy it. So I'd rather spend the time and effort to see how good I got them, and you know what, if it's 70% fine or 90% fine, then that's okay. At least we know we've done it, rather than spending a few £100 and sending them away to a professional and getting them all back. But it's more of the pleasure of doing it ourselves. So these pistons look stuck in there, so I think I'll have to try and just manually take them out, because once I now do that, still working on the caliper. This is where our two bleed nipples go. I managed to get the one on the right out, which is fine, but this one here was stuck, and I've got a drill and drilled it out because it just won't move, and I've had an easy out. I can't get it to move, and I could drill it out completely, put a helicoil in there, but I don't really want to do that. I'd rather try and get that out. So as you can see, it's quite thin walls, and my next plan is to take a wee torch here and get a bit of heat in there, and we'll get the easy out and see if we can get that to move. Right, so I've got the easy out, the wee spanner, so I'm just going to try and put a bit of heat in that. Quite gentle wee torch. A little bit more on it. Let's give that a go. Easy out in, let's get a wee tap. Let's see if we can turn it. Oh no, it's not moving. Oh. Wow, that's tight. That's tight. I'll get it a bit red up. Come on, there you go. It's moving. It's moving, Ramondo. Oh, I'm delighted with that. Don't touch it. So there it is. That gives us a nice thread to work with in here. The wee torque's done well. Don't touch it, he says, and touches it. Yeah, and I was more worried about drilling through down onto the seat of the bleed nipple, which I've managed not to do. So that's us got the two of them, which is good. Saves us putting a helicoil in there, which I really wanted to avoid. I probably couldn't have got it out without my wee heat gun focused on temperature in there, or heat in there. Right, so we'll carry on. I'm not sure much more I can do with the caliper. I would love to be able to sandblast it, but I don't have that facility. Well, actually I do. It's a rubbish sandblaster. I haven't really attempted to do that yet, so it'll make a bit of a mess because I don't have a box to put it in, but we've shined it up a wee bit. That's a wire wheel that's been on that, so I don't think we're going to be able to get it back to its normal aluminium colour, although I spoke to Apprenticce Pat yesterday and he wants to paint them black, which is his choice. So we've got a wee bit more tidying up to do, and maybe try and clean that surface a wee bit better. Wire brush or steel wool or a bit of emery paper on that. But anyway, that's us, and we'll come back to you guys when we're ready to start painting it and get the next stage. So here's my paint booth, if that's what you want to call it. So we've done most of the sanding best we can. We've masked all off all the wee holes and stuff like that. So I've got two primers here. I'm going to have a go at this Technic self-etching primer. I think it gives it a bit of a better surface to prime it, so I'm going to do a coat of that. We'll see how that goes, then I'll do a coat of that. Then we'll allow Apprenticce Pat to paint them black with his black paint. So I'll set this up so I can manoeuvre it about a wee bit, because it's a nice day, and we'll see how we get on. Yeah, so it's not too bad. Here, a couple of wee spots here. It just started to rain there, and that's what these spots are, but we'll give it a wee gentle rub down, and we'll get another coat on that with that other primer. I think it's white, I'm not sure, but I think it looks pretty good considering I've never done this before. Right, so that's the two calipers painted or primed, ready for paint. I think they came out okay, nice and smooth, look the part. A couple of wee damaged parts on them, as you can expect from a second-hand caliper, but we're ready for Apprenticce Pat to come down and start painting. Right, so we've moved indoors in our microscopic painting booth, and we're going to paint it with, this is Apprenticce Pat's paint. It's probably about 25-year-old, so it is. So we'll paint it black, and we'll do the two of them and see how we got on. Right, so we're ready to put the pistons back in. We've got all the new pistons, the new seals, new bleed nipples, new fitting kit. So I'm going to take all the bits of paper out that we put in. Nothing in there.
Is that one there?
Oh, that's the banjo. So in this caliper there's 3 different size pistons. Well, 6 pistons but 3 different sizes. You can see here they have a small one, the medium size one and the large one, and they come with 3 different size seals. So this is for the full caliper, and 3 different size seals for the inner. These are the outers, the dust seals. So you've got to make sure that you get the right size piston in the right size hole with the right size seal. It's hard to tell actually looking at it, isn't it?
To me it looks small, medium, large.
Aye, it does look like that.
If you look at it, small, medium, large. Small, medium, large.
Okay.
That's just me doing it by the eye, but you could.
So that's the large one. That's too big. That's massive. So that will fit in there. That looks the right size. So that's the large one. Let's just have a wee look at the small one. Yeah, that looks the right size in there.
That's the medium.
That's too big. That'll be too wee. It's a bit like.
So we don't know why they're different size of pistons.
I've no idea.
We haven't figured out what. Because the first time we done this, we assumed that we're all the same size.
Aye, but then we could have discovered that. And these seals are all different as well. So that's large, medium, small, and that they would go there. That goes there, and that goes there. So all we're now ready to do is to get these greased up, put the seals in, put the piston in, then the boot, the dust seal in the outer part of it. Right, so we'll do this one first. A wee touch of red rubber grease on that. This is the biggest one. These are also colour coded, see that?
Aye.
So there's like a red, red, white, white, single red, red, green, red,
yeah.
Red, green, white, sorry.
Yeah. So the one you've got in your hand seems to be the bigger one.
Aye. Well, these should be pretty clean in there. Hopefully they'll just slide in, not like that. I think that's it. See it?
That's it.
So it's it in there. There's a wee tiny bit of lubricant in there just to make sure the piston slides in. Then you get the larger piston and you get this. So the piston slides in like that way. So the seal goes on that way. Agree? So a wee bit of.
So the open end of the piston faces outwards.
Aye. Just put a wee bit of grease on that, and that basically pops over like a.
Like that.
And we push that back up, so that's sitting nice. And that pushes beautifully in like that, and then we press that seal in. Right, I'm going to repeat that 5 more times. Right, so that's us got them all sorted, ready to fit. An apprentice part has got new discs to put on. Look at this, it's been lying there for about 100 years. It looks white, is it? I don't even know if it is white. I did a waste on that. Looks rusted. I was trying to paint it, but hell. So the plan here is basically to clamp off the brake pipe, get the banjo off, 2 bolts out, take the whole caliper out. These new discs.
I'm going to have to clean that up.
What? So that's the right side on. New caliper, new pads, new pistons, new seals, the lot.
New pins.
New
bleed nipples.
Yeah, so looking alright. It's a pity about the disc, right enough. It looks about 100-year-old, but there you go. So all we need to do now is bleed that, and then we'll move on to the other side. So this is our recent idea. We've got a pressure bleeding kit. So the idea is we've connected this end to the brake fluid reservoir, and we've got the pump here, which is called Zoom Tools. I'm going to call that Zoomy. And we're going to put that there, and we're going to pump that up to the pressure in it. And once we do that, we then crack the bleed nipple open, and you should have pressure bleeding.
Feel the resistance. I feel like all the pressure on this. We're going too slow, isn't it? Is that so maybe? That's a pressure relief valve.
So what we should have, when we open this, there's all the brake fluid coming in there, see it? I'll do, don't strip it. It feels as if you've stripped that there. You have?
No, I've hardly touched it.
It's not seating right, like.
Yeah.
So we spot here, the border collie inspecting that caliper. I'm going to see what Apprentice Pat's up to. That's that one on as well. That didn't sound good.
That's on.
Apprentice Pat broke our brake breeder. Very first time we went to try it, the pressurised brake breeder, get my words right. Aye, so this thing here, they pumped it like Iron Man and blew this off the reservoir for the brake fluid. It broke it and created a huge mess under there. Blew off the top of that. That's why he's an apprentice. But there we are, so we're just going to bleed this one, get the wheel back on. I think that's us good to go. Right, so we had a bit of a setback there. Well, Apprentice Pat topped up his wheel. We'll go and have a look at the old calipers from Apprentice Pat's car, which is this one here. So we got that was left side front. We got that off, no problem. The other one we had to put back on, and here's the reason why we had to put it back on again. You've probably seen me trying to drill these out, and we tried to get that one out there, and I think we've just touched the threads with our drill. So we put that in, the bleed nipple wouldn't catch. We need to get a special helicoil for that, but we did try other methods to get that in and it popped off. So what we've done basically is we've taken the new caliper or refurbished caliper off and we'll put the old one back on. So I've got one side with a new one on and one side with an old one. So this is the old one back on again. It's got new pads in it, etc, etc. And the other one, which he's talking now, has got the new one on it. You got your breath there, Pat?
I'm exhausted from him.
Right, so that's the new one on. All worked fine with that side, which is wonderful, but not the other side. And the last thing, again, because he's an apprentice, he's broke my tool here, and he's left a huge amount of brake fluid under the car. It's horrific. Anyway, that's us. We'll probably end that video there. So if you like this video, guys, please give us a like and subscribe if you would like. That really helps us out. And we'll see you on the next one. Cheers for now.
I'd like to give a wee quick shout out to the boy I met in Tesco on Sunday morning and recognised me.
Well,
how you doing,
so
mate?
You're a superstar then.
Superstar.
Did
Tell
you
your
get
pals to subscribe.
Did you get his name?
No, I forgot to ask the poor boy's name. How many son?
Right, Tesco and Airdrie.
Tesco and Airdrie, yesterday morning.
Okay, there you go, famous apprentice Pat. But that's us for now. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.